One of the biggest foundations on which any relationship is able to thrive is communication. It's so important that without it, it feels like the relationship is dead on its back. And it's not just relationships that are intimate or romantic inclined, like husband and wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, fiance and fiance, or anything like that. I'm talking about just human relationships of different kinds. Work type relationships among colleagues, relationships between siblings, father and children, mother and children, children and parents. Any type of relationship you can think about would only thrive when there is effective communication. On this particular video, I'm referencing romantic relationships, husband and wife, partners, boyfriend and girlfriend relationships. Now, the fact about it is that one of the things that can bind and keep two people that have decided that you want to embark on a journey together is that you communicate effectively with each other. I oftentimes hear a lot of excuses from people. Some people will start off very well. Communication is very open and transparent and readily available and all of that. And as time goes on, people begin to take the other party for granted. People begin to rest and think that, this is my wife now. This is my girlfriend. I've proposed to her. She's accepted it. Or he's proposed to me and I've accepted it. So he's not going anywhere. She's not going anywhere. And people tend to take each other for granted. And then things slip by the wayside. And before long, there's a wedge of distance that begins to form between people. Now, what tends to happen is that one person is aggrieved. One party is able to realize that the dynamics of our relationship is changing. Oftentimes, it's the woman, because women are emotional beings and naturally wired to figure out when things are not right. And when they express themselves, most of the time, they are faced with opposition. And some of the common flimsy excuses that a lot of my brothers give: oh, I'm so busy. I had things to do. I'm sorry I couldn't check in on you. Oh, it was so busy. The truth about it is that everybody is busy. Everybody has things that they would rather spend their time doing. And so to me, that's not an acceptable excuse at all. And in this day and age, there's so many different forms of communication. If you can't talk to somebody because you just don't have the time, you can text a message. It doesn't take a minute to type a one-sentence message to your beloved. You see, because when you commit to a relationship, you're either wanting the relationship to succeed or you don't. And if you don't, then you need to communicate that also, so that the other party can accept that it's a done deal and they can decide what it is that they want to do. And communication is closely tied in something that is called emotional availability. A lot of people think they're emotionally available, but the fact about it is that they are not. A lot of people are lonely, and that's the only reason why they feel, oh, I have to fill my life with somebody. But wanting another human being in your life takes effort. And if you're not prepared to be present and show emotional availability to your partner, just don't bother being in a relationship to begin with. Life is hard. Life gets in the way for everybody. Shit happens to everybody, excuse my French, but it's the fact of the matter here. Everybody is dealing with something. And one of my sisters puts it very succinctly. Everybody's kitchen is hot. Some people's kitchens are burning. And everybody is busy fanning their flames. So it's not as if people have nothing to do with their time, and that's why they want to engage you in a conversation or want to prioritize you or want to make you important in their relationship. We all have a host of things that we would otherwise spend our times doing. But the thing is, when somebody chooses to be in a relationship with you, they prioritize you. And so, yes, there are gazillion things that the person would otherwise be doing with their time. But because they've made a commitment to you, they prioritize you. But you see, because action and reaction, according to physics, are equal and opposite, when one person is making all the efforts to try to keep the relationship afloat, and the other party is giving excuse that it's because they're busy or something monumental has happened, there's been a change in their dynamics, and that is the reason why they just don't have time anymore, it doesn't make any sense. Because I'm sorry, but no matter how busy any human being is, there are certain basic things you still make time to do, because you won't be able to survive without those things. No matter how busy people are, even the President of the United States, he sleeps at night. He makes time to get intimate with his wife, despite all his busy schedules. He eats, he bathes every day. I don't know whether there's anybody in the White House that cleans the bum of the president. I want to believe he does it himself. So he's able to make time for that because it's important, and he prioritizes that. Apart from that, he makes time to eat. And so if you can bathe, use the bathroom, wash yourself down, sleep, and do all those other things that are important for a human being to do, I'm sorry, but I just simply don't think it's fair for anybody to buy that excuse that it's because they're busy. What it simply means is that there's been a shift in your way of dealing things, and your wife or your husband, your boyfriend, your fiance is no longer the priority, the thing that matters to you anymore in your life. And so because action and reaction are equal and opposite, when one person is the one that is trying so hard to cling on to something and to hold on and to make it work, there comes a time when they're just tired. Because relationship is a joint effort. It cannot be one party that is trying to hold a relationship that is crumbling together. And so eventually, what happens is that the other party also says, you know what, I'm just tired. I'm done. I can't do this anymore. Whatever will happen should happen. And then they just also get about and do what it is that they should have been doing when they chose to prioritize the other party in their relationship. I hear so many people ask questions. Why is it that relationships are not working anymore? It's because the two people that got into it to begin with are not prepared to do the work that it takes to keep it going anymore. And it's even worse when the relationship is a long distance relationship. Like, without communication, I don't know what else is going to sustain that. Because it's the communication that's going to build the trust and the faith and the confidence to keep things going. And so when that dries up for whatever reason, it's like it has nothing to stand on. I can't even begin to emphasize how crucial and important communication and relationships are. And in the beginning, I see a lot of relationships that have routines and schedules about how things happen. Now, life happens. You know, maybe you have a project all of a sudden and you don't have the 5-6 hours that you used to have to chit chat with your fiance till the crack of dawn. I get that. But still, there should be some form of communication. I don't for the life of me understand how any woman that claims to love their boyfriend would be able to sleep and wake up for 3 whole days and not bother to text their significant other, boyfriend, husband, whatever, fiance, to find out whether they're dead or alive, or whether they're fine, or how life is going. It doesn't make any sense to me. To me, it's like, do they really matter to you? Are you in love with them? Do you want to be with them, or what? And vice versa. I can't for the life of me understand how any husband, fiance, boyfriend can sleep at night for 3 whole days and not worry how their girlfriend, their fiance, their wife is doing in a different place that they aren't. And even if you live in the same house, like from morning to night, things happen. You cannot be that you're so busy that in the course of your day, you don't even have 2 seconds to just type a message. Oh, babes, I'm thinking about you. How are you doing? I hope you're fine. I love you. Something. And people keep giving, flimsy excuses about how busy they are and how, they have other things that you don't understand. My life gets this, that, and the other. Please. You either want to be in a relationship and are prepared to do what it takes to sustain it, or you're not. And it's fine if you're not. Or it's fine if the vibe has changed. It's fine if the feelings are just simply not there anymore. Communicate that to the other party. And don't waste the other party's time. Because it's becoming too common that a lot of people think they can hide behind flimsy excuses that don't make any sense at all, and use those things as the reason why relationship, they don't have time anymore. I expect you to understand. Times have changed. Things are not the same. I expect you to understand. No, it doesn't make any sense. If you are telling me that you have time to sleep, eat, use the bathroom, do number 1 and number 2, bathe yourself, then you have time to send a simple text message to your significant other, at least every day, so that they know what is going on and they know what is happening in your life. If you can't do that, you're not ready to be in any relationship. The complaints that I get from mature people that you expect to know better at their ages, in their 50s, 40s, 30s, are behaving like 6-year-old children that have crushes on other people. Sometimes I feel like the generation that is immediately after my own, in their 30s and 20s, some of the guys and some of the ladies are more switched on about what relationships are involved in or take, and are rather prepared to do what it takes to keep it going, more than some of our mature brothers and sisters. It's like it's just a bloody joke. Please, my brother, my sister, you are either in a relationship and committed to be in one, with the willingness to do the work that it takes to sustain that relationship, or you're not. And if things change and you just don't feel the same way anymore, it's fine. Communicate that to your other half. And then you guys can come to some kind of an agreeable arrangement. If it's to be apart, you are apart. And if it's to be together, then you're both making the effort to keep it going. But this flimsiness about, I don't have time, I am so busy, dynamics have changed, things have changed, it's not an excuse. It is not an excuse. When something means something to you, trust me, you make time to sustain it. You make time to cultivate something that matters to you because it's that much important to you. When you treasure somebody, when you value them, when they mean something significant in your life, I promise you, you cannot go to sleep one night, one day, without knowing how they are, without hearing from them, even if it's just a 30-second message or voice note or something, at least you do that. And in today's day and age, with all the technology, there's simply no excuse. There's FaceTime, there's WhatsApp, there's Messenger, there's all kinds of things. You can record voice notes, send it across. There is no excuse in 2025 for not communicating with somebody you purport or claim that means the world to you, but you remain mute and then expect that they are mind readers to somehow know what is going on in your life. You either want to be in a relationship or you don't want to, and it's fine. But if you don't want to be in that relationship that you said you wanted to be in before, communicate that. I am sick and tired of all the complaints that I've had from people that I know and love, people that I don't, and just general conversations that I have day in, day out with normal human beings across my day. You either want to do it or you don't. And it's fine. Relationships are not for everybody. Some people, it's just too much work. They don't want the commitment. Some people just want casual things that they can have. If that is what you're about, communicate that so that whoever you're being with understands what it is that they're getting themselves into. But trying to purport to be something that you're not. You know, this emotional roller coaster. 1 minute the person is smiling, the next minute they don't even know what emotion to expect from you. It's very confusing. It's most annoying. And quite frankly, it isn't fair to the other party who has presented themselves, both male and female, as ready people, ready to be in a relationship, and unfortunately are hanging about somebody who's checked out. If you're not interested, communicate that. My name is Sika. I love you so much. I want to see us succeeding and thriving because we are at the point in our life and ages where stress needs to be managed. We need to keep tabs on, the stresses that we allow into our life so that we don't, allow a lot of oxidative stress that destroys our bodies. And one of the main things that is a key throughout all the conversations I have with everyday people is relationship matters, especially in our middle ages. And so men and women, you're either in it or you're out of it. This kind of half-centered, lukewarm attitude to the relationship is not right, and it's got to stop. You're either in it fully or you're out of it fully, and you communicate whatever it is to your other half so they know what their deal is and they can make an informed decision on what it is that they want to do. Today, there's too many relationships that are on life support because one party has decided that they want to be independent and single, play the single role in a marriage. It just simply does not work. If you can't communicate to your wife or husband, it's a done deal. Let's just call it a day and be done with it. It's as simple as that. God bless you. Mwah. Bye-bye.